Okay, action.
Hello in the camp. Can I come in?
Yeah, come on in.
Was that you two picking on that? I'm gonna
Get out of my camp.
go back.
Just want to point out that you're like a 10-year veteran of this, so you should be able to get your first line out at least.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Diaries.
Did I look weird? I kind of look weird. I think I look weird. Today is Halloween. Woohoo! And all the work that I've gone through to set up for Halloween, we will now see if any of that pays off from how things go tonight. Hopefully things will go pretty well. But, you know, who's to say? Sometimes these things, I get like 1 or 2 people. One year I got in like 15, 20, which is good for this area. So I'm hoping that it'll be good for this area this particular time. I'll show you, I'm going to have the camera running so if anybody shows up, we can see their reaction. Because that's what it's all about. Reaction, action, and that kind of fun thing. Let's see, what else? In this episode, we're kind of resetting up the Adventureland porch. Not going too crazy on it. Got to put the lights back and that kind of thing, you know. Decide what I'm going to do as far as that other fountain is concerned. But the big deal is, I have a runny nose. But the big deal is, see that? I did it twice. It was like instant reaction. The big deal is, after tonight, it will be November the 1. And on November the 1 is the beginning, for me, I don't know about you, for me, it's the beginning of the holiday season. And oh, Lord, I've been looking forward to that. Not what just happened, but looking forward to the beginning of the holiday season. Because you all know that Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas time, that's my favorite time of year. I don't do so as much, whatever that means, because the weather cools down and so does the income. So, but to me, the spirit is very, very important for me, to be happy and healthy and, well, at least happy and all that kind of stuff. So I start playing my Christmas records. Well, not records, really. My Christmas music and my Christmas movies on November the 1st. Now, you may think, oh, that's too early. You can't play the Christmas time. Let me tell you something. My holiday season lasts as long and starts as early as I say, not anybody else. And you should feel the same way. If you want to put that Christmas movie on, put it on. Put it on November the 1st. Because we're going to be moving into that time. And, you know, Thanksgiving is kind of like the preamble to the fun of the Christmas season. So we're going to be kind of looking into that in this episode. And couple of other things which I have basically already done, but I'll tell you about it after we do it, okay? Or after you see it. That's the way I roll these days. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get going!
Oh, it's so spooky. out and checked out. You're awesome.
This is the way my home usually goes.
Alright. Hey, rock
All right, here we go. Take your
Rock.
step.
Oh, there you go. This is awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Only pick 2. Gotta save some for the other kids. Look how cool it is. Look at it on the wall. Ooh.
That no talks.
That didn't talk. Is it trick or treat? Awesome. Come on in. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Very cool.
There you go. You can have 3.
Thank you. Very cool setup.
Thank you. Go ahead. This is actually what my, aside from the dolls and this thing and the bride, this is what my home normally looks like.
Yeah, we've been seeing them on the patio.
Yeah.
He's like, what are they doing? I said, making pizza. I didn't want him to get scared. I said, they're cooking something.
Did you only get 1?
Well, look at her.
Oh, she's talking. Did you only get 1? You get 2 more?
How did you do the wallpaper?
The wallpaper is actually, well, I had it specially made. It's the wallpaper from the Haunted Mansion. It's a corridor demonstrator. And that's actually linen. And it's just hanging. If you look at the top, you see the border?
Yes.
It's hanging, and then it's fastened at the top and at the bottom. So should I ever have to move, which I've never intended to, it'll only be nice on the wall.
Nice.
Hello, come on in.
Do you have any candy?
Yes, I do.
Wow. This is scary.
Oh, shit, there's somebody there. Sorry.
This is scary.
Go ahead and...
That's creepy. That's scary. What's in there? Oh, I remember the Snyder's house. Oh, God. I go to your house over trick or treating every year. This was the best house I have ever been. I don't like it. Guys, look at that creepy thing. Look. Thank you. Okay, no. I'm gonna help. No. Hello. I remember you from last year.
I remember you from last year, too. You were shorter. Thank you. Come on in, man. Never told for trick or treating.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
How many years did it take to collect all?
Well, to be totally honest with you, aside from the doll, the mannequin, and this table in the middle, this is my home. This is what it looks like. I've been working on this for a long time.
Yeah.
It's the Haunted Mansion,
Yeah.
Disneyland Haunted Mansion homage.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
Oh! I thought that was a decoration. It's our own
That's
child.
the one I was saying at the Halloween store. They looked that realistic. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, isn't this
I
crazy?
did a little touch up on her face. She looked like
I'm nervous.
Decorations are amazing.
trick or treat. Come on in. Right over here. Calm down. Right there.
Oh, guys, they're right here. You want me to go in? All
right. I'll make it easy on you.
The scary person is scary.
Do you want to go see? I think it's awesome.
I am not a scary person. The people.
No, right there.
Oh, those scary people.
Oh, you want to go see it? Hold on, Sabrina. She
You wanna
loves
come
scary
in?
stuff. Do you want to go see it? Go ahead, go in.
I don't want to go in.
Go ahead, Sabrina. Go ahead.
Yes, it brings us the
Go, Bree. It's okay. It's not junk. Okay. You're so brave. Go ahead.
There you go. Take two.
What do you guys say? We were
You're
literally just talking about you. We came here last year and I was like, where's the whole house? They have all this fun stuff in it. Do you want a candy, Sabrina?
The candy's not nearly as scary as my house is.
No, she was the bravest. She's the only kid that wins on it. Oh, thank
You're welcome.
So you can hear them?
Don't forget what?
Oh, cool.
That's
awesome.
That's
awesome.
Don't forget upstairs and next door to me. Right here in the book. In the book.
In the book.
Take two.
Take two?
Yep.
It's in a book.
Oh my goodness. Babe, you have to come here. This is fantastic. Hold on. Did you do this all yourself?
Yep.
You are amazing.
Well, before you think it's too amazing, this is up all the time.
I mean, I'm okay with that type of decoration on
With the
site.
exception of the dolls and the bride over here and Millie right there. This is pretty much what it looks like all the time.
Wow.
Except normally I have normal lights on so I can see what's going on.
I'll let you step
Well, we got a new box today. Big box. It's sitting on my little tray here, and it's really big. I know what this is, and you know what it is too, because it says right on it. Well, we're going to have a look at it. This is the new bass amp for the band. Now, this is a 30-watt bass amp. We don't go 974 watts because we mic the amps or we run them through the mixer. I'm too tall now, aren't I? Look at how tall I am. Let me move the camera. There. Now I'm still too tall, but it's nice to be too tall once in a while. Now this did not come from Sweetwater, which means no candy. I know. This came from Guitar Center. And the only reason I got it from Guitar Center is because my my card, hello, into the light. My card for Sweetwater is getting a little low, and I don't want to overdo it on that one and increase my payments. And my payments on my Guitar Center card not that bad, so I decided to do it on that one. It's open. Foam, 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 foam. And it's wrapped in such a way that I can't get a grip of the handle, so I have to pull some of the wrapping off here. There we go. Now I'm going to slide this over and hopefully the box will fall out from under it. And it did. And I'm looking at the back of it. I bet you the front looks good. Let's turn it around. There we go. Oh, look at that. What was it sitting on? Oh, it's sitting on its freshness bag. See, you don't want your bass amps to become stale. So to keep your bass amps fresh, we have freshness bag. I'll take this off, see what we got here. This is the RB108 Ampeg bass amp. Now the amp that we've been using in the band for the bass is not a bass amp. It's almost not even a guitar amp. It's a line one, but it's one of those really super cheap line ones. So the other day, single 12. The other day I was remastering some of our songs because they have to be mastered to be released. And no, we're not, close to release date yet. I started mastering. When I was adjusting the bass, there was nothing I could do. The bass just sounded like crapola. Sounded like a really muffled toilet flushing is what it sounded like. So I figured it was about time we actually got a decent bass amp. Now I've been holding off on getting more bass stuff because I'm the bass player until I got everyone else's stuff and all of our extras. So this is like a Christmas present to me. And we're going to have to give it a go and see how it sounds. Alright, this obviously will not reproduce so well for you, but let's give it a go, see if it sounds any better. Ooh. Oh yeah, that sounds better. Here we go. Not bad. Ow. I'm going to have to get back into practicing a little more often because you probably heard a lot of squeaking in there. That's me being rusty. That's me getting demonetized. Not that I monetize. Somebody who knows I do Darkslade Diaries asked me the other day, somebody I know personally, they said, so are you like one of those YouTube influencers? No, I am not. I've got no influence over anybody. I got 116 subscribers. There's not a hell of a lot of influence going on there. See, the reason I can't be an influence is because I have skills and I have a real job. You know, I actually work. But I don't... I am not an influencer of any stretch of the imagination. Unless I influence you to be crafty, be creative, try new foods, try new places. If I'm influencing you for that, then yeah, I'd be an influencer and I'm proud of that. But for the most part, I'm just a guy sharing his life with you. And that's about all there is to it. I've been charging up these things since last night. And they were working, they were illuminating. I don't know if you're able to see it, but yeah, well, you can see that. They're flaming on very nicely, thank you. I'm going to take them out and put them on the Adventureland porch. And the Adventureland porch, I think it's time to take a look at it and decide what exactly I'm going to do to fix things up out there. Now you may not be able to tell from there, but we have kind of made it through the last year with the Adventureland porch mostly intact. Doesn't look too bad. However, that being said, the torches have kind of suffered. And they've suffered because they're not used to being out in the weather, you know, our sunshiny weather, for the course of a year. So what I have here are two little shims, and I'm going to kind of stick them in the bottom here. Well, at least one of them. Oh, no, I'm not, because it's not long enough. These were from the old setup when we had the regular electrolytes in here. And I need something a little longer. I wonder if I can break this in half without messing it up too badly. The long way. too bad. Alright, so. This up. Put it through. Somewhere along the line, just recently, we have acquired in this zone a couple of everbarks. If you don't know what an everbark is, not a tree, it's a dog that won't shut up. Here. Now, the only other issue is the locations I originally had these, I had to move out and clean stuff out, so now they slide down awfully far. And more or less. There we go. Well, one's a little lower than the other one. I'm going to attempt to raise this one up a little bit and get the light a little bit further out of the socket. I mean, out of the torch. Okay, if you look, you see this metal ring here. I just put this through the base. This normally sits on the inside, and then your, wick in your little tin that you put the kerosene in sits on top of this. So I move this to the outside. And what I'm going to do is slide it up to the bottom here to support this. That seems to do the trick. The time has also come on the Adventureland porch to remove the hummingbird feeder, because it is getting a little cooler around here. It's actually very nice, kind of dark, but I like it, and it's nice. And I can't seem to get the camera adjusted to anything today, and so the hummingbirds are away for the season. So I'll put this into the storage thing. Now I got some stuff to use to work on the porch, but that's not what it was intended for. See this vine? I have 3 of these, and it's actually intended for a film project that I would really like to get out of the way so I could use this out here on the porch. But time has not been on my side. No, it isn't. And I think one of my trees is falling over. My tree falling over? My tree is falling over. Either that or it's actually a real tree and I didn't realize it and it's grown over the door. But no, it's well, maybe it's always been like that. It's one of those weird things where you can't figure out how it has changed, so you just kind of go, well, it's probably always that way. I just didn't notice. That's what I'm going to do. And the reed on the bottom of the Adventureland door, yeah, it needs to be replaced about 3 years ago. Now this is that fountain that I got that worked for several days and then just ceased to function entirely. And it wasn't because the solar panels were dusty, because I had cleaned this thing off. It didn't work very long. So I have this nice big basin, and I guess I better come up with a fountain for it. Oh, I'll be, look at that. It's trying. Huh. It's so amazing it caused somebody to stop their car suddenly. There we go. And now it stops, just like that. Yeah, well, you got the joy of seeing it actually function for a few moments. Congratulations. Well, reliable still works. You clean that up. Got to recheck the lighting. I'm sure all the lights are out of alignment. And good to go. On the porch for the time being. Yeah, let me give you the bent finger of truth, which tells you that this one down here I got to do something with, but that one over there has been working properly since I put it in, and that was what, 4 years ago, I think? 4 years ago? So that's good. However, this thing is tipping over a little bit more every year, so I got to do something about that. We're going to end this episode right here. Thanksgiving is coming up. I got my turkey roll, but this year's going to be different because normally I have, you know, a couple of cast members or whatever come in for Thanksgiving, but since Kid Stuff Films is kind of like, you know, non-functioning and pretty much won't be functioning until we start doing our short projects, I have nobody coming this year. So I'm going to have my Thanksgiving dinner with you. It'll be after Thanksgiving, so it's not like you're going to get it on Thanksgiving, but whatever. And then we have some Christmas stuff to start doing. I got to take the ghosts who live here, the 972, I don't have 999, I don't have that kind of space. They want their Christmas decorations put up, so they're going to get put up. I think I put up the tree this year. I didn't put it up last year, but we'll see how that goes. And we also need to, I need to shoot a short sequence so I can use that ivy out on the Adventureland porch. We'll probably get to that kind of thing too. We'll find out at the beginning of the next episode. So, I think that is about it for this episode. So in the meantime, you guys have yourself a great week. A couple of great weeks. And if I don't get to you beforehand, a happy Thanksgiving to you. And I hope it's everything that you want. And, end of line.